Hello, everybody. This is Daryl Arnold, and I am the host of Power Talks, and it will be premiering on Preach the Word Network on Wednesdays, 5:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So, if you want to be interviewed, or if you have a business idea, or if you even have commercials or something like that, get at me so we can get you on. All right, this show, and make sure that we can give you some power and give the people that's around you the power that you have inside you. Let's get it. Love, peace. Hit me up on all my DMs, and I'm gladly to get back at you. All right, let's get it. Welcome to another episode of Power Talks with your boy DA. I have a special guest. He's an author as well as a father, husband, and everything in between. He's a great person. I've been knowing him for quite some time. I found him on IG. He actually listened to one of my poems through a contest that I was in. And I said, man, I just had to have you on my show because you have this powerful energy. And I just wanted to get to talk to him about him. And he gonna drop us some gems today, one of his poems for sure. Welcome, my boy, Seneca Wilson.
Hey, how you guys doing? Thank you for having me on the show. I'm excited, and I've been looking forward to this.
Yes, sir, man. I'm glad you've been looking forward, Mr. Wilson. So tell me, where you from, man?
Well, I'm originally from Pascagoula, Mississippi, and the only people that actually know how to say Pascagoula are the people from Pascagoula or around Pascagoula. So,
What's up, baby? I'm from Jackson, Mississippi, so it ain't no thing.
hey, okay, there you go. Actually, I was just in Jackson, Mississippi. I was working there maybe at Jackson State probably about 3 years ago. So I was living in Jackson for a good while.
Okay, where you located now?
Right now I'm located here in Birmingham, Alabama area, Hoover, and I work at the University of Alabama at Birmingham.
Oh man, that's beautiful. How long you been there?
3.5 years. Yep.
Okay.
Yep. Three and a
And
half years. I've been enjoying my time here. I love being around students and love making a great impact. It's my passion, something I just love doing because someone was able to help me when I was in college. And I know how powerful and impactful it was to have somebody to guide me because I didn't have a lot of that growing up. I know we're not in the in the questions, but I used to live in the projects, and I lived in the projects for over like 20 something years, and I had a lot of people that I knew, but at the same time too, I didn't have that guidance to lead me in the right direction, and so uh, when I got to college, I found Chris McGee, which was my supervisor, my boss, and he was like, "Well, what are you going to do with the rest of your life?" And I was like, "What do you mean? I'm doing it right now." You know what I mean? That's all I really wanted to do in college was to graduate from just because no one in my family, no one that I knew personally or close to me in my hood went to college, and so I wanted to be the first person, kind of change that narrative. And so once college was going to be over, that was it for me. That was life. I did it. And so, but when he asked me that question, I knew I had to actually do something with my life. So, yeah, I
Man,
know you didn't ask me that, but
man, hey, that's phenomenal though. I'm glad that you did share that because I think a lot of us can relate to having that not looking too forward in the future. We only
Mm,
can look for what we can see. And if you don't have any role models in your community, it's kind of hard to
yeah.
see where you can go or having that gift of like, okay, man, I can do something with my life more than what I'm seeing. But you kind of a product of your environment. And I'm glad that you kind of got out of that and you just saying, hey, I'm going to move it forward by going back and getting to the educational part and actually being a role model. Because, if I would have had somebody like you in college, I'd probably been better off as well. If I had somebody just talk to me, be like, hey, this is what your grades looking like. This is what you need to be doing if you want to get into this curriculum or this career set or anything like that. That's very important, especially in college because you're still young, but now you get into that age like, all right, I think I want to get into this career pattern, all right,
Right.
this career, but when you don't have anybody that guides you, man, it's tough.
And it's like that still to this day, and especially, and it's important to anybody can mentor you, anybody can guide you, but sometimes you need a person that look like you to help you along the way, to know where you come from and know the experiences that got you there. Because sometimes I see people just like me on campus. I say, man, I don't know how you got in college, but but I'm glad you're here because we gonna work with you. And so, because that's how I felt when I was in college. I don't know what I was doing. And so, luckily, I bumped into the right person and helped me from there. So that's what I try to do. Once you find a great mentor and you learn from that person, it really teaches you how to be a great mentor as well. A great leader. So
Yeah, and I think that's something that we need to get back is just that leadership from the male's perspective.
yeah.
Just like, hey, giving that tough love, but it don't have to just be aggressive all the time, or just hey, I don't even know you, but I'm finna just go down your throat type of authoritative. Just hey, let's get a rapport and let me get to know you a little bit. Now I can kind of get on you, be like, hey, I look to you. I think of you highly. You
Yeah.
should be doing this. You should be going further than what you're doing right now. You should be doing something better than what you're showing me. I know you can ace this test. I know you can do this. I mean, you have the abilities in you. I don't know why you down on yourself thinking that you're dumb or anything like that. I don't want you to speak around me like that. So I think that's something that we definitely need. And I'm glad that you're in that space to actually be that for a lot of young males as well as women too. So what
Exactly.
made you get into education, man?
Uh, so so when I talked to you earlier about, I just went to college just to graduate. And so the best thing that I thought I could do is go back home, be a PE coach for sixth graders, because what I really love is teaching the fundamentals of sports. And I used to think that, or I still think, a lot of kids miss the fundamentals in sports, such as like just to make a free throw, right? Or, just run an easy route or whatever the case may be. That's what I wanted to do because sports actually teaches you about life. But when I did graduate, Chris McGee helped me get into what I'm doing now in like student affairs. I run campus recreation. I am an associate director for facilities and guest services. And so when he introduced me to campus recreation field, I realized that the students that are coming to college are the same 6-year-olds that need the fundamentals of sports. These college students are coming to college as a freshman and need the fundamentals of life. And they need that guidance to say, hey, I'm here. I don't know what I'm doing. And so I am here. And what I pride myself and I'm passionate about is to make sure that I take that young person and help them get to that next level. Help them when you as a parent drop off your kid at the college for 4 years, I'm like, I got them until they graduate. And they graduate, and then they got to go on about their business. No, I keep up with all my students. So, but at the same time too, that's how I feel. It's like it's our responsibility to make sure that those students are career ready after they graduate from college. And so I just fell in love with just developing. It's just like it was already in me to develop little kids. But then these are just big kids. I don't want to call them kids, but they are just big kids, and they need that role model. They need that person because here it is. I needed it. I needed it so bad, and I didn't know it. And so I was just lucky enough to run into the right person. And so that's how I really got into it, just because my mind shifted on, I can still do this, teach those 6-year-olds. These are now my 6-year-old kids that I was trying to teach the fundamentals of sports to, but I'm actually teaching them in the fundamentals of life. And I do work in campus recreation, so it is still sports involved with it as well. So
The best of both worlds. That's a beautiful thing that
yeah.
you brought something to my attention that I think it gets unnoticed, but it takes a village. And what you're doing there is creating a village. It's not just you, it's the whole environment that you're bringing. You know, it's other people that's involved. You bring in sports as well as that that guidebook of like, hey, you know, life doesn't have rules, but let me show you some of the things that you may want to be prepared for
Mhm.
life once this journey is over, because this is just a journey. These 4 years, all right, you know, you was a freshman. Now now you're going to be a senior, and then you're going to graduate. Okay, great. After you graduate, it needs to be a next step, preparation for that next step, because a lot of times, especially a lot of us, don't know what we're doing, because you're talking to somebody that was an athlete that, man, I played basketball. I thought that, it was all pieces of cream. I'm gonna go overseas, make some good money, and pretty much gonna live off of that for the rest of my life. Then reality sets in, like, okay, even if I did play pro for X amount of years, how long am I going to be able to do that sustainably and actually have the lifestyle that I actually think that I want?
Mm.
It doesn't really make sense, does it? Because, you only got what, 10, 15, maybe 20 years max with that. You playing 40, you playing up to about 40, 45 years. Okay, you still got another 40 years to live. What you
Yeah.
gonna do after that? How
Yeah.
are you going to change the process or help out the next generation of athletes or whomever, or whatever case may be? So that was something that I had to learn, and I had to get equipped with that and understand, okay, I got to use these skills that I actually have to a better use and to something else that I need to develop and actually develop myself, so I can actually help out other people as well. So yeah, I thank you for that, man.
Yeah.
So I know that you're an author, man. How did you get into writing? First of all, I got to know about this.
So a lot of people ask me that question, and I don't want to make it like it's not anything, because I know it is. Um, I'm a poet as well, and so I actually created a poetry book at first. I got it published, and went the publishing route, and I just didn't like the process of how it was done. And so I made it my business when I wrote my second poetry book. I was like, I'm going to do it myself, because I felt like I did everything the first time by myself. So, and so when I started uh, writing my self-help book, it's called Turn On Your Light. Help actually here you go, right here, just in case y'all want to see that. Turn On Your Light. I wrote that, not to be an author, but one of the things I want to do is be able to, whoever I am crossing at that time, be able to give them the maximum value as I can in their life. But I realized that I won't be able to cross a lot of people lives. And I think, well, I know my book, my words can go further than I can, go places that I can't go at this moment. So when I wrote the book, it was more for, I just wanted to be able to give that guide, give those skills and those ideas to these students, to help them with life, and to help them in their, as they going through college, help them to go get that career. And so it was more for me to just be able to share with everyone. And so I love the author, being an author, don't get me wrong, but I'm more so excited about the impact that my book can actually get to those students. Now, and here's the thing: a lot of times I just give my book away, which don't tell my wife because I told her I stopped doing it. She said, "How are you gonna be a businessman and you giving your book away?" So, but here's my deal. Here's my deal. My book is it's for anybody. First of all, it's a great easy read, but at the same time, anybody can get some great things from it. It make you reflect on your life, and like find out where you are so you can turn on that light and go actually do what you want to do in life. But I wrote it specifically for students, and most of the time, just being honest with you, most students probably ain't gonna have the money to buy the book. And so I'm not gonna let that stop them from getting my book. Sometimes it's just like, sometimes I'm like, hey, if you ain't got it here, read it, give me feedback on the book. That's your payment right there. So I don't know if I answered your question, but that's the reason why I wrote the book, is to be able to help to get my message across.
All right. So when did you start when did you start writing? Was this like a childhood thing, or did you just kind of start doing it as you become an adult and you started getting into education?
Yeah, that's a good question. I appreciate that question too. So like in 2003, I believe, I heard a speech from Dr. Dennis Kimbrough. He's a motivational speaker out of Clark, Atlanta. Or he's at the University of Clark, Atlanta, in Atlanta. And so, powerful speaker. He's like, you have 18,632 days left on this earth. What are you going to do with the rest of them? And at that moment, I was like, whoo, I better do something with my life and do something special. And so I didn't do anything at that moment, but I knew that I wanted to be an inspirational speaker, a motivational speaker, so I can impact students' lives. He had that impact on me and turned my light on. And that's where I got turn your light on, because my mind was like, boom, oh man, this is what I want to do. I knew I was good with coaching. I was good with developing students. I was good with poetry. I just love people. And so I was like, that's what I want to do, is to be able to speak and turn on other people's light. So in 2015, when I said, I really want to do this for sure, this is what I want to do, I was like, I want to start writing a book. And the first thing that I started writing on is that you are good enough. I did a survey to see how people like myself, why do we feel like we're not good enough to do something? Why do we feel like we're not, capable of able to buy a home and a house, buy a home for your family? We're good enough to graduate from college. We're good enough to have a successful career. Those are the type of things I just start writing into. And then I eventually started like getting my ideas of like how you can overcome feeling like you're not good enough, or sharing a lot of my stories to make people understand, like, hey, no matter where you come from in the projects over 20 something years, right? I don't talk about statistics or saying where I'm supposed to be, all that good stuff. I know that's a thing you could use, but I don't use that. But I'm just saying that when we talk about that vision, vision is very cloudy, dark, and difficult to see when you are in a circumstance or in a situation where you feel like you're not good enough. You don't see the other side of the possibilities that you can have in this life, right? All you can see was right in front of you, and all you see is just dark, cloudy, and just this blurry vision. And so, but when you turn on your light, obviously, right when you turn on your light, it's very easy to see what you want. It's very easy to see what you can have. And so when I turned on my light and in 2015, everything started shifting. You know, my mindset started shifting that I can believe I can start having the things that I deserve to have. I always say this, abundance is not abundance is not a privilege. It is a right. We all deserve to live in our light. And so I'm at a moment now, we was talking earlier before the show, I didn't think I can buy a home. You know, I never lived in our own home. And I have a beautiful home to provide for my family, which is a blessing to me. I couldn't see that back then. But now I see that and I'm like, wow, not only do I see me having a beautiful home, but I see me having so much more. I didn't see me graduating and having a successful career, but I have one. I didn't see me having a family, you know, and being a great father and a great husband, but I have one. In the projects, we didn't see men. We didn't see men in the household. It wasn't one in my household. I didn't know my father back then. And all my friends, they didn't have their fathers around. So like to show me what a great father looks like was very difficult for me. And to know that I feel like I am a great father is a blessing. And so those are the things that make you feel like I am good enough.
Yeah, that's a beautiful thing that you touched up on, because I always say this every time. I always like, hey, it's not about where you are, it's about where
Mhm.
you're going. And a lot of times we looking at the day-to-day struggles of what we going through. We wake up and then we just have to go to work. We're looking at bills and everything else, but we never really just sit down and just make a list of what we already have, and then think about what we can have. Because I mean, when you think about it, all the abundance that we have when we look at this earth, from the water that we have that cuts on in our house, or
Mhm.
wherever we at, we talking about the light shining from the sun's rays that we get from wherever we at in the country. We talking about trees, especially now because it's summertime. I mean, you get to see the trees, you get to see so many great things in this earth. And then the food that you're able to eat, even if you don't have the best of luck, but you still have food to go in your stomach. The clothes that you put on your back, the shoes that you wear. You have so many things that you can be just thankful for. And then you be like, okay, well, if I got all this and I done made it this far, why can I not have other things in life? And I don't think we never look at it like that. And then I think if we did, we'll have a totally different shift. And I think it's great that we have people like you that give us that opportunity and give us something that we can actually share and not be scared to share it. Because a lot of times I think we kind of scared to share our positivity, because other people may try to shut it down. A lot of times when they wake up, like, I don't want to hear you talking in the morning. What you mean? I can't say good morning to you?
Yeah.
Sheesh, I'm in a good mood. Why? Because I meditated, I got my energy high. I'm ready to go. I'm ready to go through life. Ain't nothing that's gonna happen in my life is gonna kind of deteriorate my energy. Nah, I gotta keep going. So I want to pass it on. Hey, if you having a bad day, I want to make sure that you get it too. So good morning. You going all right? You good? All right. I'm sorry that you didn't get your coffee or whatnot, but hey, I'm gonna still say good morning to you.
No, you really make a lot of great points, and I'm going to tell you this. One of the things that I have like developed this past like maybe the last 2 months, because I am a very high energetic person. I'm always about life, and some people can probably don't want you around them because you're too excited about life. So, but I have I have I have told myself, don't let 2%, to an incident or a moment, 2% of your day take up 20, 30, 40. You know how something happens, somebody cut you off, and you get mad at them, and you fussing, that car gone by their business, and you still mad. You going to work, you talking about it. You come back home, you talking about it, and you let that one incident, that one moment take up all of your energy of that day. And so I said this to myself. It is hard to do. I said, for that 2%, those 2%, I'm going to let it stay 2%. Now, if it happens to make me like it start taking up a little like 8, 10, I'm going to fight to reduce that back, because I know how it is. Sometimes somebody make you mad. And so you got some words for them, but at the same time too, how can you take that energy back from that moment that it was only 2%? It's 90. You got 98% of the rest of your day to enjoy. Don't allow, like, you know what? It happened. I'm good. Let me go on about my business and enjoy the rest of the day, because the moment you take that with you, everything just rolls with it. It gets worse, But if you make a conscious decision to say, I am not going to allow that to affect the rest of my day, and you move on, and then most likely the rest of your day is going to be lovely, because why trip over small stuff? You know what I'm saying? I
Yes,
mean,
sir.
life is so good right now, right? I know it
Yes,
might
sir.
not be for everybody, but if you shift your mindset in a way that, look, like you said it early, we got clean air out here. Well, depending on where you're at, we got clean water. Anyway, let me stop with that. But we got resources that we're here. We're breathing. We woke up this morning, and I think I said this to you the first time you text me. I was like, "What's the best moment of your day?" And most of the time, people tell me, "I woke up," and that's all you need for the rest of your day. Come on, man. I woke up. God gave you the breath to live another day, and that's a beautiful thing. That's 100% right there.
Oh yeah.
So don't let anybody take your the rest of your percentage. Come on now.
Yes, sir. So how can we keep up with you, man? What's your Instagram and everything else? Tell the people that, so we can keep in contact with you, man, to keep it going.
Okay. Thank you. I appreciate that. Everything, well, my website is Seneca Wilson, SENECA Wilson.com. And for the most part, all of my social media is Seneca Wilson 31. I love the number 31. Reggie Miller, that's my guy. But everything else is like Seneca Wilson 31. I will tell you this, if your viewers, anybody that's a high school student or a college student, I have a free conference that I'm hosting in August. Registration is open. A lot of people are already signing up, which is awesome. And I have like the top motivational speaker for the youth, Jeremy Anderson, doing the keynote. I mean, it is a blessing to have him actually doing the keynote. So, and then I got over 20 something presenters. So if anyone is looking to be developed, if you know anyone that needs to be developed and get them motivated for the school year coming up, this is the conference for them, and it's absolutely free. It's something that like I said, I love doing. I love developing young people. So register for it. It's under my website, SenecaWilson.com, Building Better Conference.
All right. That's it, my great people. That's all we have time for today. Thank my boy Seneca for coming out and giving us some great inspiration. It's not where you're from, it's where you're going. Have a good one, people. Peace. Hi, thank you for tuning in. That was an episode of Power Talks DA. I'm glad that you joined in. Please spread the word. Also, we have our Instagram page that you can comment and say, hey, I love that topic and I wanted to discuss it more. Or you can just leave us a DM if you have a commercial or if you want to be interviewed on this show. That is all I have for you today. Y'all have a lovely and blessed week. See you next week. Tune in. Peace and love.